What are three things I wish I knew when I was getting my real estate license? I'd say number one would have to be understanding that being a real estate agent is not a job, it's more of running a business. And the business is you incorporated. But overcoming that mental state and that mindset shift was probably one of the toughest things getting into the business. I got my real estate license at the end of 2017, so I'm in year 6 now, and what a wild ride it's been. But that's probably the biggest thing I could tell you, if I could tell you to focus on. If you're thinking about getting into real estate, or you're already in it and you're kind of stuck, stagnant, plateauing, start running it like a business. Take a step back, look at it from a bird's eye view, and just analyze it. Look at how you can systematize your things, be better, be more efficient, instead of just flying by the seat of your pants, which I still do. It's fun. That's the fun thing about this business, even though it's rough. Try to be more proactive versus reactive in that facet. I even witnessed that with a lot of new agents now, as they don't really have the initiative. It's one thing I see with new agents is they struggle overcoming that mental shift towards being a business owner of themselves and how to generate business for themselves, versus that mentality of showing up at 9, leaving at 5, regardless of what got done throughout the day. A good business person, if they know what's important to them and they're prioritizing certain things, or they have XYZ to do, they're going to show up at 10 a.m., leave at 1, go do XYZ, come back at 3, do whatever they got to do business-wise, generate more business, go on appointments, and leave at 7. Who knows? I mean, if you put in 60 hours a week, which is a little rough if you're coming from a regular job, I take it from that Elon Musk quote from a long time ago. If I'm putting in 100 hours a week, nobody's going to catch me, and I'm going to surpass everybody else. Now on to number 2. I would say get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's one thing I wish I was ready for getting into this. I had gone from a sales job that I sucked at, because I sucked at sales. I was selling solar for Solar City. It was pretty sweet freaking gig. I had a company car, had a gas card, paid a salary, plus commissions on whatever I sold. But I sucked. And I was so comfortable with the car, gas card, and the salary that I didn't really go sell. And ended up getting fired, uncomfortable, decided to go get my real estate license, dove into this world. How can I be a better servant to others through this thing that is magnificent for families, where they can change their family tree by just owning real estate, even if you're just buying your forever home or starter home and having something that you can leave behind for your kids. Real estate's beautiful when it's done right. It can also be a nightmare when it's not done right. So that's why you want to team up with good professionals, people who know what they're doing, know what they're talking about, and who know the market that you live in. Went off on a tangent, but get ready to be comfortable while being, I forgot to say that, being comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Even if you're rolling in transactions, you're helping a lot of people buy or sell their homes, there's still situations that are going to come up that are not comfortable. Maybe family arguments, family disagreements, deals falling apart. Like, taking it from Motor City, Dan Campbell, the coach of the Detroit Lions, said there's a song by Metallica called No Leaf Clover. And that light at the end of the tunnel is just a freight train coming to hit you. So that's a great analogy for real estate, because things are going to be going great. Something's going to happen. Not trying to be a pessimist, just trying to be a realist. I'm actually extremely optimistic when it comes to setting goals, doing them, running the business, and helping people achieve their dream of home ownership. But at the end of the day, there's always something coming. It's never going to be perfect forever. It's never going to go great forever. There's always going to be something. So that also leads into number 3. I wish I knew how to budget my money when I got into real estate, because I felt like every time I would get a commission check, something would come up and I'd have to pay it. Flat tire, axle on my car broke, really happened. Cracked my radiator, crazy things. Like, and it's always like right when I get paid, which is thankful to God's goodness, because if I hadn't gotten paid, that would have been rough. But just learning how to budget, allocate percentages of your commission checks to certain things, because taxes will sneak up on you. And if you're not tracking everything and trying to write everything off, that's really going to sneak up and hurt and bite you in the butt hard. I know. I've learned a lot of tough lessons being in this business, from being dumb. But at least what I like to think as a positive of myself is I've always looked back, analyzed everything. I even would do it in with conversations. Go show a home or go on a listing appointment and get in the car and on the drive. No, not even having any music on after that. Just, okay, what did I say? How could I have said it better? How could I be a better servant to this person I just met? How can I bring more value to them and their family? Because at the end of the day, what you're really doing is, or one of the core foundations of business is, the more value you bring to the marketplace, you will eventually be rewarded for it. Might not happen right away, but it'll happen eventually. As long as you stay consistent, keep bringing value to the marketplace. Another tangent, but learning how to budget. My favorite app for doing this, and I've been doing it for 4 years now. I'm in my 6th year of real estate, been budgeting for 4 years. Was kind of forced to do it because my wife and I got married at the end of my first year where I didn't do too great. So we moved out super young, super broke. We had to budget, otherwise it wasn't going to work. So I've been doing it from them. My favorite app to use is Every Dollar. It's Dave Ramsey's app, and it's just so seamless. It's user-friendly. It's one of the best ones out there. You can pay for a premium version, sync it to your bank account. I'm too cheap for that. I just go in and manually do everything. Plus, the nice thing about doing it manually is you know exactly where your money's going. And it's like, hey babe, what was that thing we ordered from Amazon? I didn't know. Oh yeah, I ordered it. Duh. But you know exactly where everything's going. And when you're in this business and you're getting pretty decent commission checks, like when you're not paying attention, it's really easy to spend a lot of money and look back and be like, where the heck did it all go? What did I do? It's so dumb. So learning how to budget. Quick review, top 3 things I wish I knew when I became a real estate agent was, number 1, and look at my notes, it's not a job, it's a business. Learn how to run a business. Number 2, get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the saying. Realized it because I looked at my notes. Messed it up a lot earlier in the video. Number 3, learn how to budget. Those 3 things right there can help you skyrocket your career, help you get to where you actually make it past the first 2 years. That's another wild statistic about real estate agents is 88% of people who get licensed today, or say this year, 88% of those people will not be working real estate or working as a real estate agent in the next 2 years. How crazy of a statistic is that? Think about that. This isn't for everybody, but it can be for you if you have the grit, you have the guts, and you take those 3 things I just listed very seriously. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. Follow if you haven't done that already. Like, comment. I appreciate you. I wouldn't have to remind you if you just did it anyways. Just saying. See ya.